Shalom, Yasharallah. First and foremost, I want to say all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Recha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the house of David. Salutations to you brothers throughout the four corners of the earth. Teaching the truth in righteousness and sincerity to you Israelite foreigners. Come back home to the truth. To those that passed on serving the Lord, the dead in Yahweh Shai shall arise first. To you sisters who believe, keep encouraging and supporting your brothers out here teaching this truth, and always commemorate the sister who washed Yahweh Shai feet when you read the scriptures. I want to read a scripture real quick, and then as I drive for work, I'm going to speak on it. All right, Isaiah 13 and 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. All right. Reason why I had to pull that scripture, and I'm gonna get into what brought me to thinking of that scripture, which is pretty simple. There's a phrase that either homos or women that hate men use. The only two categories that I've ever seen use this phrase are either homos, maybe an immature kid that just doesn't know yet, and women that hate men, which is mansplain. Okay? What it is that people don't like an explanation when it comes from a man sometimes. Sometimes people think that men, especially intelligent men, shouldn't be so intelligent. A man with a confident explanation of something. A man who knows what he's talking about. People don't like that, because it brings them back to a time where men dominated the world. And I'm not going to say everything was done correctly, because part of the reason for the hatred that people have of a man today is because as men, we started feeling ourselves way too much, giving ourselves or assigning ourselves way too much power. And this included men that were corrupt. So because of corrupt men, women don't think that men are fit to rule, guide society. So anything that suggests that a man is in control or in leadership, they don't like, and they create terms like mansplain. Slut shaming isn't something that they just say men do, but it is something that pretty much they look at as a man thing, right? Like a woman opening her legs to whoever shouldn't be looked at as something that's nasty and wrong, right? So I was on the usual place, social media today, and I saw something unrelated. I think it had something. I think the post was about cruising, and y'all know I'm on. You probably can imagine I'm in a bunch of Facebook cruise groups on social media, well, Facebook, and some chick was like, "Oh, you don't need to mansplain," and I cut in right away, and I said, "Mansplain is one of the stupidest things terms you could possibly coin. Just say you don't like the way he explained it, but don't call it mansplain." Like, it literally was totally out of control. Like, when I tell you that the comment wasn't no mansplaining, it wasn't like it was a man who explained something, but it wasn't in a way that favored men. It was just an explanation of something. But women have gotten to the point where they hate men that much that an explanation from a man simply means mansplain. Just because you explain something and you're a man and you have confidence, is mansplaining. There will come a time when men are going to be beloved. Men, good men, strong men, real men. If we're not already appreciated, which we're not, we're going to be, because the Lord promised it. Because I'm even looking at a lot of these younger men in the truth. And I'm not talking about my camp. None of my camp is younger men in the truth. I'm talking about motherfuckers that just got in, or maybe around the same generation as the young men in my camp, but they're just not, the men in my camp aren't feminine. But a lot of these younger men in these other camps, I've seen camp leaders that are fucking feminine as hell. You have this really crazy trend since I don't know when of men in Israel that are really feminine. You know, then we try to find the fucking reason, because it's like, where the fuck did this come from? You know, we say, oh, you know, no father in the house. That shouldn't mean a lot. There are still men walking around these streets that you can get an example out of. So I don't know where the fuck you get this. Like, yeah, it could be single parent, raised by a mother, so you got a lot of them tendencies, but I don't know. That to me is just weird. I don't want to, you know, victim shame here, because that's another phrase they fucking like to use. I don't want to victim shame, but it's just crazy and weird how we have this damn, I would call it a damn pandemic of feminism among men. And it's crazy because a real black and Latino man doesn't stand a chance when everybody's against him. But you got men like me, I'm a fucking dinosaur to these people, man. I'm hyper masculine. You see the way I talk, the way I walk. You don't see no femininity, no sweet, no sugar in my tank, as they say. Ain't nothing sweet here. I'm not gonna act like I'm the toughest guy in the world, but I'm damn sure not soft. You know, and I'm not alone. There's a lot of men that are like me that have no femininity whatsoever in their comportment, meaning in the way they conduct themselves. But then you got all these fucking fairy ass men that are going like this and shit, or breaking their wrists. And then you got these women that think they men crossing the fucking street, not even looking to see that somebody's coming. You got all these masculine ass women, and then they're like, oh, my soft girl era. There should be no era. You should be a soft girl or a soft woman. Women are not meant to be hard. Women aren't made to pick fights, even with each other. I don't. One of the most masculine things a woman could do is fight. What the fuck are you fighting for? They shouldn't have the ego and testosterone we got. If a bitch say to another bitch, yeah, fuck you, you hoe, what are you fighting for? Like, let the bitch say, call you a hoe, whatever. Don't, you know, men have that type of testosterone where if you disrespect a man, you know, their instinct is to fight. Now, women have been doing that shit. But a real man is going to be beloved. Not like now where bitches say mansplain. Oh, I don't need you to mansplain. The first time I ever heard that stupid ass phrase was the most disgusting, ugliest woman that, I mean, you have to be a fat hillbilly Edomite to be any more disgusting than Gaborni Sidibe. Like, she's out of the brown skin factions, like even Israelites, Hamites. I think she's a Hamite. She's the bottom of the barrel. Yes, she looks better than some fucking hillbilly Edomite women that be sitting on their damn couch eating ice cream all day. But a lot of people look better than that damn Edomite woman. She's almost at that level. She's that disgusting. And she's triple disgusting. See, when you watch her in Precious, which I didn't watch Precious, but I could only imagine you feel sorry for her. But then when you watch her in Empire with that girl magic and You know, she's easily the ugliest woman in there. I mean, Marissa Tomei was on there. You know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you could get better looking Edomites than her. But as a African woman, being that damn ugly shouldn't be natural. I don't know. I believe that black and brown women are some of the most beautifulest women on the planet. But that one, like I said, I don't even think she's really Israel. I got to find out where she's from in Africa. Or where her family hails from. She's a beast. And not a sexy one. You know, but that's the world we're living in. So the first time I ever heard anybody say mansplain, it was her. And then I had an ex that under deep covers fucking hated men too. Because she's got a big mouth, masculine energy, and used to get her ass beat by men, so she hates men. She hates confidence. She hates strong men, even men that are strong in wickedness. You know, you want to mouth off to men, get your ass beat, and then hate all men. That's typical Babylonian woman shit. You hate men because you challenge men and get your ass beat by men. So now all men are the fucking enemy. Even a guy that never fucking once put a hand on you. Oh, but I don't need you to mansplain. Bitch, where's the guys that beat you up? Not even my sister should fucking waste her time smacking up this chick. That's how bad it was. I remember one time she said she don't respect men. That's why we ain't work out. You feel you get a man that actually cares, and you don't treat him right either. Because you always got a problem. Like, this bitch was always having a problem with something I did. You know, and but the usage of the term mansplain was so fucking annoying. And look at that. I'm talking about her, and then I see a truck that say Jersey City Police. That's funny. Chick is from Jersey City, if you didn't already put two and two together. So I need you to mansplain. And then just now I saw it on Facebook where a bitch was like, "Oh, we don't need you. You know, we don't need you to mansplain." You know, and like I said, it wasn't one of those explanations where it favored the man or the man. All it was a man who was confident in his explanation, and that was it. That mansplain shit was it's just the stupidest term. It proves that these bitches hate men. Y'all know me. Y'all know that I do not like the word bitch a lot of times, although it's more applicable than how much I use it. There are women that are absolute. I'm sorry. That's all you are. You're not a good woman. You're not intelligent. You have no morals. That's really the majority of women that are out here in this world right now. You got married women having their sneaky links. Boyfriends and shit when you got a fucking husband. And then you got women out here talking about mansplaining, or these sorry ass men. Like, yo, y'all need to chill with the fucking man hatred. Because that's the problem. Somebody's gonna be the fucking masculine, and somebody's gonna be the feminine. That's it. Sodomites are that way. Well, actually, I don't really know, but I mean, you always see couples out and about. You always see one that's really feminine, one that's really masculine. You know, when I actually see them, which is very rare, thank the Most High, you always see one that's really manly and one that's really feminine. With lesbians, you see one that's really feminine. You very rarely see two feminine lesbians. I know this bar I go to, there's this couple that I think are lesbians. There's one that you could just tell if it is that arrangement, which one's which. Because there's one that looks feminine, dresses feminine, but just has a masculine look to her face and has a bottom row of gold teeth. Just weird and really confident too. The Lord gonna knock that damn confidence right out of that damn chest in the last days. Because that's just the world we're living in, where men are not respected, men are hated. And when you read the scriptures, the Lord is gonna make us precious, man. Not precious like Gaborni CD, babe, but really precious. We're gonna be valued in those days. And that's probably not even gonna wait till the kingdom. That's probably gonna be something. Well, that is gonna be something that happens now. Not now, but like as the last days grow closer. Because who's the ones out there killing each other? Heterosexual men. Sodomite men are beating each other up maybe, but they ain't killing each other. There might be a lot of domestic violence among them, but they're not killing each other. We're living in a society, man, where masculinity is punished. They got this thing called toxic masculinity. I have yet in my life to hear somebody say toxic femininity that didn't do it just to go against, like, it's not people in the psychology field. In psychology, there's a thing called toxic masculinity. But again, there's no mention of toxic femininity. These women making their boys soft, there's no mention of that. These women raising soft-ass, wrist-breaking sodomite boys that paint their fucking nails like Caleb Williams. No mention of that. That's not toxic femininity. I don't know what is. The only thing that this world recognizes is toxic masculinity. When men go overboard. When men do typical fuckboy shit. That's called out all day. But nobody says anything to the women that overstep their boundaries. You know, I have a major problem with women that go in the streets dressed basically like whores. Because these young men are seeing your dumb ass. Or you go on social media and you're half naked. Y'all a bunch of sexual deviants too. It's one thing, I get it. You're dressing sexy for the adult crowd. But you're also dressing sexy for the fucking kids. Maybe that's not what you want, but they're seeing it. The fact that they're seeing it and it causes hypersexuality. But the only thing I saw that people say causes hypersexuality, and this is some idiot on social media was like, oh, being molested at a young age causes hypersexuality. It's very likely, very possible. But you think that's the only thing? What about you hoes that's out here walking around half naked, having your boobs displayed for the world, having your shape showing? It is what it is, man. But anyway, you know, I pray that spirit of hatred of men meets a very, very big and hatred of women. You know, I want to be fair. You know, because as Israelites, we don't hate women. We just hate evil. We hate evil women. We hate evil men. You know, but when a woman is doing what she's supposed to be doing, we ain't got nothing against her, like when a man's doing what he's supposed to be doing. But do what you're supposed to be doing. Stop trying to fucking, especially for you women, stop trying to be men. You know, like I said, that fucking possible lesbian that I see at the Blue Ribbon all the fucking time with that bottom row of gold teeth. You know, I guess they're a couple. I mean, they showed up twice in the past 2 weeks. Together. And I dare not speak to any of them because you never know, hey, oh, that's my girl. And I would have to say, listen, I don't respect same-sex relationships. If your girl look good and you're a lesbian, you don't have anything to make her your wife with. And that's why it's funny because I have a biological cousin who's a lesbian, just had twins. I think I spoke about this before. As much as, and this was when she was a little girl, man, everybody loved her. You know that adorable little girl that you know, people looked at damn near like a doll? Like she was so cute as a child. Now she's a lesbian. She looks older than I do. She at least 10 years younger. At least 10 years younger. I mean, she grew up looking like hell. I gotta be honest. You know? Fucking demons. Like, you can see the demons all in them. Looking all old and shit. And I know her mom, as much as her mom is supportive, I know it's got to be tearing her mom up. Like, damn. This is just fucking weird. But anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom and, you know, may the Most High open up the eyes of the Lord's elect and, you know, he'll take care of the rest. Shalom.